Hey, what's up, guys? I have a little story for you today. This might be the best pickup, and yeah, you get to see a little Charizard action in the back there. That's going to be the last card. But this is just an insane deal I had from my childhood card store. And every card you see here won't be absolute gem mint, but if you look, I mean, it's typical condition that you would see in a binder collection because this is exactly what it was. I emailed him and reached out to him. I knew he had some awesome cards back then. When I got back into the hobby, just look at this Dragonite, by the way. Just such sick artwork. When I got back into the hobby way back in 2000, like late 2000s, I mean, we're talking about, I've been around for a while. It wasn't Evolutions that brought me back. I've always been dabbling in the hobby. The only generation I really missed was the EX era. However, all along the way, I pretty much knew this guy had some Pokemon stock, and he always had these binders that people brought in and would price out for him, and then he would just have them sit in his shop. And if people bought the card, he would kind of reach out to people to, sell the card for them and then just basically transfer money. A lot of the really big sellers in the store were people from the same town. And granted, this is a very small town. I'm from a small town myself. It was a neighboring town. We're talking no more than 2,000 people. So, one of these small town finds where people just do not come in and look at Pokemon cards. And still today, because I got this deal right here in the heat of Pokemon in 2020, and all these cards, not a single card I am showing you right now was over $5. Some of these cards were marked at $5, but that was the most expensive thing in the binder. Basically, I saw this binder and I was like, holy cow, a lot of these cards that he has marked for $5 are worth way more, especially in good condition. And speaking of, just look at this first edition Asmeryl. This is a Neogenesis first edition with a hollow swirl. This is not a PSA 10, but this is such a hard card to grade, definitely one of the bigger ones. Same with Jump Bluff. We have some unlimited, we have some first edition mixed in. Just looking at these cards, you know this is a deal if you've been around a while. So he busted out this binder. He had a lot of cards marked. Here we have another first edition. He had a lot of cards marked just like they were sitting in his store back then. So back then, paying $5 for these kind of made sense. He had the Charizard Japanese, which I'll show you at the end. He had that marked as like $2 because a lot of people didn't even like the Japanese cards back then. So that was his explanation. People just didn't like those. Here's another first edition. This is a big hitter if you get it in nice condition, but you can see there's a lot of hollow scratching going on there. But yeah, he's like, people just weren't really in the Japanese cards. And I told him, Pokemon is just really taking off. He was asking me if I wanted these for a deck or whatever. And I was like, no, I mean, I collect Pokemon. I'm going to grade some of these. I'm going to sell some of these. I just in general, looking for older cards. And I told him, a lot of these are worth quite a bit now. And he's like, well, I just had them sitting around. You're the only person who really asked me about them. Honestly, if you want the whole binder, you can give me $1,000. And that was basically stuff like priced out $5 per card. But I was looking, and a lot of the stuff, it had like those dirt smudges. So essentially, what I did was just flip through the entire binder. I pulled out any card that was semi-decent condition, basically just hollow scratching or light edge wear. I didn't pull out any cards that had any creases or anything, but if you look at this Dark Magneton, you see the print lines, you see some scratching going on, but he had some good stuff kind of sprinkled throughout. So I literally just pulled up a chair, me and him at the same table, wearing our mask with COVID, of course, at a distance. And I just went through this binder, and I swear, I'd probably bet money that as a kid, I went through this exact same binder 20 years ago or 15 years ago, whenever it was when I kind of stopped Pokemon. But this was a little card store The guy's name is Dave, so he's never going to watch this video or ever see this video. But I told him, I came into this card store. He remembered my parents. He knew some other people that I was related to because, small town culture. But it's just such an awesome experience for me to go back to this card store, for him to bust out this old school Pokemon binder that you could obviously tell was at least 20 years old. And these cards have just been sitting in his storage. And he only found this binder because that same store from 20 years ago, by the way, this is a nice Shadowless Machamp showing off there. This one's not such good condition as far as Edgeware goes, but pretty solid. But yeah, anyway, he only found this binder again because he was actually remodeling that exact same store, and that's going to be done after Christmas this year in 2020. I don't know when I'm going to upload this video, but maybe by the time I upload this, it's going to be done. But I don't know, maybe I'll plan on something to go into the store and show you guys the store. It, of course, is not going to look like it would back then because it was remodeled, but I mean, this guy, he's just through and through. He was just an average guy, just running an average card store, just making that living, true 1990s, 2000s style. He was in the heart of it for kids around our community. He had all kinds of magic. His store was mostly focused on magic when they would have magic tournaments. And I remember specifically going in there during the OG Pokemon craze and seeing just all these people playing Magic. And, that had to have been the original sets, before Ice Age, if you guys are familiar with Magic. But take a look at this last card. This card has a little weird, indentation there. But this is, of course, that Charizard that you catched a glimpse of in the beginning of the video. Japanese, love this card, love the artwork. But, yeah, it's just... I remember going into the store and just seeing people playing Magic and just going crazy over Pokemon. Every time we'd drive by, just begging my parents for a pack. And all the way up until about 2010, 2011, he had first edition gym set cards that I actually bought and opened up on an old channel. Those videos are probably long gone now, but I used to buy those back in 2010, 2011. He still had them at normal price. So just an awesome card store story. I might explain this in another video, kind of talking about my childhood growing up and my experiences, but I just wanted to show you guys this deal real quick. And yeah, let me know what you guys think. We'll see you in the next one, and I'll let you know what I do with all these. But thanks for watching, guys. See you then. Peace out.